Grammy, I done seen like a hella R. Kelly post.
Chris Money and R. Kelly. It's okay, but it could be better if Kels was out.
Talking about I miss R. Kelly. Music has been the same since Kels went to jail. Hey, that Kels went to jail.
What happened? What happened to your boy Trey Songz? I thought he was better than R. Kelly. Where he at? Fuck out of here. Not
Fighting
on his
lawsuit.
worst day was he better than R. Kelly.
Probably a minor. They not like us. They not like us. Hey. What's up, Q? What's up, Triple T? What else is going on? So Summer Walker is going to be in the latest Trump train. She said she
I
loves
don't
Trump.
listen to her.
You said what?
I don't listen to her anyway, so
She
could care less.
said she said she likes Trump's tax plan, but she didn't vote for Trump. I was like, girl, you should just shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas talking about free Michael Jordan's son and shit. Apparently, Trump is going to attend the Super Bowl. That's good for him. Maybe somebody might kill him there.
Wow.
Maybe that's a surprise. Let me stop. Let me stop. Yeah, I got your article, Q. I didn't have a chance to read it yet. All right, I'm about to start in about a few minutes. Lil Wayne's about to drop the Carter 6 because that's what the world needs right now. Honestly, I'm kind of Cartered out at this point. RJ Payne and Eric Sermon got an EP coming out too. That's gonna be some shit I want to hear. Yeah, I just saw this movie like a couple of weeks ago too. Cause Mike, you did a review on this movie, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it literally like days. Uh, I think it was like a day or I think it was like a week after it came out. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. I think this movie's nominated for an Oscar too, or some shit.
Yeah, it's nominated for Best Picture. Um, Demi Moore got Best Actress.
Yes, well
And
deserved.
I agree. Yeah. I got a lot to talk about this. I got a lot to say about this film.
Let's see if the Oscars get it right. If the Grammys can do it, then maybe the Oscars can get it right. Shit. There was another movie that was coming out and shit. I forgot. Anybody got any Super Bowl plans and shit?
I might be going out. There's like two different events happening.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
think I'm doing anything.
Yeah, honestly, I might just fucking stay home. If I get invited to some shit, I get invited. But I might just make some money tomorrow. I'm really just gonna watch for Kendrick. To be real with you, I could care less about either team.
Yeah, it should be a good game.
Didn't one football player's girlfriend get exposed for being a racist or some shit?
Who's that?
Hold on, I saw some posts on
There's a
social
lot of
media.
shit coming out now. I mean, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, hold on. I was just reading about some shit. Yeah, Saquon Barkley's
Uh,
fiance.
she's racist.
They said she's had some N-word tweets like 3 years ago,
See, all
and then
this
she
shit start coming out now. Trying to distract them.
actually since 2012 actually.
That's crazy. Well, that's what you get for marrying a white bitch. They all do. They all have a white wife. So
On God, they do. On God,
That is
interracial.
fact.
I mean, interracial dating is interracial dating, but at the same time, it's just like, how come every time a nigga gets some money, he also dates a white
hmm
girl?
hmm but he think the white woman ain't gonna take him for everything he got like the black one would.
Hmm. I guess Latoya down the block wasn't worth it, huh?
Right. And she might be the one with the best pussy.
Right. I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Let's go.
So
What's up, you two? How y'all doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me.
What up?
I got my homeboy Mike in the building with me too.
yo,
All right. Today's we're not doing a music review, but I gotta give this album some. It's just D on its album anniversary.
Yes.
Ghostface Killer, Supreme Clientele. This album came out February 8th, 2000, 25 years ago. Lord have mercy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this came out in the early 2000s, of course, because we're in February. Let me stop. This is actually a second studio album. You know what I'm saying? If you ask Cavase, he'll say this is his best album, which I'm not. He'll love this over Iron Man if you ask my boy Cavase that. So the story goes with this album. He actually was in Africa for a while and everything like that while he was writing and working on this album and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And he got so influenced by like a lot of the rhythms and the way they were talking and some shit like that too. So around this time, you guys should know, which we've also talked about, the Wu, when they came like the second wave of solo albums, a lot of them was not really touching the debut and stuff like that too, according to the popular. Because me personally, I love the Cal 2000. I feel like that's Meth's best album if you ask me, but and that's another story for a different day and shit. So, and even like with Raekwon's Immobilarity, you really didn't have like a lot of ghosts and shit like that too. You didn't have RZA on that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
he only had like two members on there. He had Method and Master Killer.
right, and also too, I forgot to mention like Ghost was also fighting charges too around this time. That's why it took him a good amount of time for him to come out with the next album and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So also to add insult to injury, RZA had that second flood in the mid '90s and stuff like that too, which a lot of the original beats, including all the other unreleased Who albums, was messed up and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So that's just all salty game. But so this album came out. It didn't really play a lot, like commercially. It didn't get a lot of airplay, but it was critically acclaimed. It still also peaked in the charts. It peaked at number two on the R&B and hip hop album starts. I mean, when it came to this album, oh my god, Nutmeg. That might be one of my top favorite Ghostface songs. What a beautiful way to start off the album. Fucking Saturday Night, Ghost D. Um, Throwing shots at 50 on that Clyde Smith skit, which we ironically we were just talking about how to rob not too long ago and shit. Malcolm, which that also caused some controversy too because he was talking about whooping Mace's ass because Mace was talking shit about Wu Tang at a concert and Ghost knocked his ass out and shit. Double Up was a much better album than Supreme Clientele. But okay,
Right. They stole his Jesus piece.
yep, so it's a Jesus piece. Um, and it's kind of crazy too because this was really RZA was definitely heavily on this album and shit. And yeah, you had guest producers like Juju, Mathematics, Haas G from the UMCs. You know what I'm saying? And then also who affiliates like Mathematics and Inspector Deck. You know what I'm saying? But RZA, he had his hand on every beat. He did his final touches and everything like that too. I personally feel like I go back and forth. I'm sorry, I go back and forth with which album I love more, Iron Man or Supreme Clientele, because his discography is so close in quality. It's not even funny. Some days I would even say Fish Scale is his best album or some shit. You know what I'm
Bulletproof
saying?
Wallets is great too. I love that one.
Oh, that and the unreleased, the original version and the retail version too.
Yeah,
Hell,
facts.
12 Reasons to Die one. Yeah. No one
Yeah.
talks no one talks about that one like that. That was the closest Ghost album to have the 36 chamber style
We
and
might
shit.
we might need to do like a top five Ghost Face album ranking. You know,
I'm down for that. Yeah, we can do that.
'cause he definitely got like five great ones to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, even Big Doe Rehab and
Yes,
shit too.
highly
Which
underrated.
which we did a review on that one, right? We did a review.
I can't remember. I know we did the discography breakdown, but we didn't do like every review for his stuff.
Yeah, because that was at one point I kind of took a break from Woo reviews
Yeah,
because I'm just like I'm not really ready to go to post Supreme
mhm,
Clientele, post Iron Flag, but
right.
Woo reviews are coming back soon, y'all. I'm just letting you know. But Big Doe Rehab, we definitely gotta talk about that. Um, that is such a rare album. I love that song. I'll die for you, but that's besides the point. What are your memories on this album, though?
Classic, man. I remember when Mighty Healthy they came out and Reading Music Box was playing the video, and that's what set it off, man. That's that radio's playing that, and hearing Apollo Kids. Now there was a rumor that Pete Rocket did that beat, but he didn't get the credit.
What is up with this motherfucker doing beats and not getting credit? What is up with that shit?
Allegedly, I heard a rumor that Pete Rocket really had originally did the beat, but he never got the credit for the beat.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't know how true that is, but yeah, when Apollo Kids came out, that was fire, and one the one I think one has been always one of my favorites from Juju from the Beat Nuts did that one, and yeah, RZA did mostly the production on there, and you had Carlos 6 July Brody who did something, and it's a great album. Like for me, it's Iron Man. Iron Man to me is my favorite Ghost album, but like I said, this man has many solid albums. We can easily do a top five Ghostface album ranking because he has five great ones to me, and he's really the only one that kept Wu Tang relevant in the 2000s. The same way Sean Price did for Duck Dan and Boot Camp Click, it was Ghost for Wu Tang because he has the best discography in the clan by far.
Right.
It's not even a debate. You know what I'm saying? And even up to his recent shit, he's still dropping the best shit in the clan. As a solo artist, and this album is a five my classic. It's definitely great. They definitely promoted it. And so many joints that I love off of that this album. You know, um, the Grain that was also one of my favorites. That was also featured on the Vendetta in the Vendetta game and on the soundtrack
Yep.
for the game when Def Jam came out with that, and yeah, love that joint. Everything on there was great, man. It's a we made it. That's another one of my favorites. I posted that today. The joint was superb. Rest in peace to Superb. Classic album.
Definitely. Mike, you heard this album before, Mike?
No, that one I want to listen to.
Oh man, yeah,
I
that's
gotta
one.
li- yeah, I gotta listen to that one.
All right. All right. Without further ado, let's talk about the movie. I'm just gonna skip the billboard shit too, because I don't even feel like doing that shit. So the movie we're gonna talk about is the recent movie called The Substance, starring Demi Moore. This was written, directed, and produced by Coralie Fargett. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this was an Oscar nominated movie and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Nominated for Best Motion Picture. Demi Moore already won a global Golden Globe for this one for Best Actress in a Motion Picture and shit like that. But how did y'all get into this movie? What made y'all want to watch this movie?
For me, I kept what made me watch it? It was I seen the trailer in the summertime, like back when they premiered and but the thing is in the trailer, and I love the fact that they did this, and I wish more movie companies would do this. Do not show everything in the trailer because a lot of the times they give away most of the movie nowadays with when you see the trailer, it might be like a 2 minute trailer, 3 minute trailer, and everything you see in the trailer, you already know what's gonna happen in the movie. And when the trailer first came out for this film, they didn't show anything that happened in the movie, and it was brilliant production, a brilliant idea by the movie company to not show exactly what was going on in the film. So all you get is like different, shots of the film, but you don't get exactly what's going to happen in the film. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you see this film, it is totally bonkers compared to when you see the trailer. Like you see the trailer, it might look like a drama to you. It is more than a drama. This is a horror film. It is a body horror film. If you've seen movies like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, the reboot, not the original with Vincent Price, the remake with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, it's like that, or The Thing, the John Carpenter classic with Kurt Russell. It's in that genre, and Demi Moore, I've seen, some of her films over the years, not all of her films. I've seen like the classics, Ghost and G.I. Jane, you know, um, um, Striptease, you know what I'm saying, Indecent Proposal. But it's been a long time since I've seen her in a film that was good. And when I saw her in this film, man, this might be her best role ever. Like I definitely feel like this movie, for her to do a movie like this, it took some balls, and the makeup that she had to wear for this film is crazy. It was old school. They took it back to basics where you actually had to wear, prosthetics, and it wasn't everything wasn't CGI. You know, what's his name? Dennis Quaid. I forgot the name the name of his character in the movie. Dennis Quaid put on a good performance. He's a legend. You had the newcomer, the new girl that played Sue. She was awesome in this film. But Demi Moore, this is Demi Moore's Oscar to win. I don't see how she loses this. Like everything that she did, her mannerisms and I can't even give away the film because for people that didn't watch it, they got to go and watch this because to me, and I saw this late. Like this is like at the end of the year. I saw this film, and I think it was like right around the Oscar buzz. They were mentioning this film. I was like, yo, I gotta let me check this film out because I wanted to see it, and it is truly the best film of 2024. And I've seen a lot of films last year. Some were good, some were overhyped. But this movie might be the best one of last year, hands down. And to have like a horror film be like prominent at the Oscars is great to see because they generally they ignore horror films, but this horror film here, I think this should win Best Picture, and Demi Moore deserved that Oscar for Best Actress in a movie. But just seeing how you tell the story of like Elizabeth, she was like I mean, are we getting into that, or are we just getting into how we saw the film?
How we saw the film? Let's do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's. I'm not gonna get into like everything yet, but that's how I saw it from just built off of the buzz and so many bloggers and critics giving it a good review. I'm like, yo, let me check this movie out myself and see if it's good, and it was awesome. So
Dope, dope. It's on you, Mike.
I how I got into the film, I saw the trailer. Well, before I even saw the trailer, I was looking up. I was on IMDb. I think randomly, I was looking up Demi Moore filmography and like what movies that she got coming out, and I saw the Substance. Um, I looked at the I looked at what it's about, and I'm like, all right, this might be potential. So when they finally released the trailer, I saw the trailer and try hit it on the head. The one thing I loved is that they didn't show too much of what was in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like a throwback to like the 80s, 90s like horror movie. Like if you combine Cronenberg to John Carpenter,
mhm,
movies like The Fly and then The Thing, and I even go further.
mhm,
From Beyond, it has like elements of that too as well too.
yeah,
Um yeah, when I saw it, wow, and I'm gonna speak more about it, but and I told my friend this. I said I wouldn't be surprised if it was far fetched. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie gets an Oscar nomination. Now, fast forward to months later, it's nominated for an Oscar. It's nominated for Best Actress, Best Director. Um, I think uh, Best Visual Effect. An effects department. Yeah. Even by Best Director too. But yeah, this was a surprise of 2024, one of the most biggest prizes of the year, but I think it's one of the best horror films that I've seen in a very, very long time.
and I like there was some good horror films last year. I thought Abigail was
That
a
was
great one
good.
out. That was one of my favorites. The Substance. I watched that real late, like December. I was out at the end of December or like January or so. I watched it, and I
Yeah,
was highly impressed. And I feel like a lot of the horror films now they're actually getting better with the storyline, and they don't necessarily have to have like a star-studded cast, but the story has to be strong because there's been horror films in the past, where it's all gore, but the story is shit. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But this is one of those and for a body horror film where the story is strong, and then you have like the gore and everything else later, and it has like the star-studded cast with Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid. And I think this has to win definitely. What's Dennis Quaid's character in the film? I forgot his name.
Hold on.
oh, I forgot.
It's Harvey.
Harvey. That's right. And yeah, like yeah. So yeah, Rest Reg. It's on you.
All right. I think you recommended me this movie to see,
Yeah.
and I actually watched it. I didn't watch it in theaters. I got the whole movie app. Free
Yeah.
trial, Amazon Prime.
Mhm.
You all know how that shit goes. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna be real with you. I actually do like the movie. When it comes to Demi Moore, I've seen a few stuff from here, like like Ghost, but I've never really been like a big Demi Moore fan and stuff like that. Not saying she's a bad actress; she's a very great actress. It's just that I haven't seen enough movies from her and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. The effects of this movie was what really got to me and shit like that. So I feel like the effects definitely was unique. It definitely added on to it because most horror movies, when it came to like the effects, you can tell what's computerized or what's not computerized or some shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And this one, yeah, you can definitely tell like they definitely have some computer images, but at the same time, it's just like they definitely it looks authentic as fuck. That's the right word, and it really just gives you a glimpse of like the celebrity lifestyle, which I'm gonna talk more about that like when we talk about the movie and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this movie is definitely a very great movie, and I feel like it's one of those movies that will definitely stick with you and shit. All right, so when it comes to this movie, it stars Demi Moore, Dennis Quaid, and Margaret Qualley and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some other people like Gore Adams and Oscar Lesage and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And this was done by Coralie Forgat and stuff like that too. Who actually she got her breakthrough when she did that movie Revenge back in 2017.
I saw that.
That movie, yeah, that movie saw Matilda Luz, Kevin Jensen's and shit like that. I've never seen that movie and stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
heard it was a dope movie and
It was
shit.
basically like a woman getting revenge on like I think it was like the dude was like her lover or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Right. And originally, from what I looked up, she was supposed to have done the Marvel, the Marvel movie, Black Widow, but she had
That
declined
shit
on
was
that.
trash.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
heard that was bad.
Good thing
Yeah.
she did.
Right.
You said what? Thank God she did it.
Though, thank God she didn't do it.
Yeah. That was bad anyway.
Right. And when it comes to her movie, she definitely wants to go into like feminism and everything like that too. So that's how she came up with the script for this movie and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming when it comes to like certain celebrities who have been known more for their beauties, like Marilyn Monroe, Lolita, and stuff like that too. So it pretty much stars this actress by the name of Elizabeth Sparkle. I like how in the beginning of the movie they show like a Hollywood star
Right.
being fucking trashed on.
Right.
People drop food and stuff like that. People drop food on it and stuff like it's like her legacy just fading away. If that
Mhm.
makes sense. You know what I'm saying so. Yeah, man. So she pretty much wants to look young and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And she's like having like a walking nervous breakdown. To be real with you. And then so she comes across this like advertising about the substance, which is like a serum that gives you a young, youthful image and shit like that too. So she injects it, and now her career's back booming again, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time too, her new body, and I'm gonna do my best not to spoil too much, but fuck it. Her new body that calls herself Sue. That's the replacement. While Elizabeth is all up inside her apartment, like in a recluse and everything like that too. And it's pretty much like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But it's like I've never really seen it in a woman's perspective because the story with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. One minute, one guy is like the more calm nigga, then you have the more crazy motherfucker and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like Frankenstein, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So it's like I'm not gonna tell y'all how the movie ends because the ending is just fucking crazy. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like a tug of war and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I fucking love this. I fucking love this movie. I feel like this movie was definitely crazy. I feel like this movie definitely spoke about Hollywood because especially when it comes to black women and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? They're always so quick to put an age on stamp on everything, and
Right.
then all of a sudden the labels or Hollywood itself wants to put a stamp and pretty pretty much wants to find a next replacement and everything like that too. Which prime example, look at like the whole Nicki Cardi B kind of thing.
Uh,
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And especially when, oh, another example, Mariah Carey and J Lo, that
right.
situation, and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that's what I have to say about that. You know what I'm saying? There are some favorite scenes I do like. I do like the scene when she actually takes the serum for the first time
Hey.
and everything like that too. And it's just the anticipation of it all. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? When it comes to taking that. I love the pacing and the directing personally. When
Yeah.
it comes to that scene, I felt like it definitely added a uniqueness, like a sudden urge, mixed in with like a thrilling aspect of it all. You know, that's one thing I liked about that scene right there. You know what I'm saying? Another favorite scene that I personally loved was when she was actually like contemplating on taking more of the dosage
Yeah.
and everything like that too and everything and she wants to experience that celebrity lifestyle, but she sees Sue just experiencing everything, and
Uh-huh.
she just slowly goes crazy and
Uh-huh.
shit like that too. And this was right before they went to that whole New Year's party and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. I'm saying so. Those are like my two favorite scenes, but this movie right here was very, very, very dope. I'm definitely gonna give this movie. Fuck it, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Fuck it, I feel like it's dope.
Mm. Nice. Mm. And the New Year's party is what really set everything off.
Yes,
Like all us when all the bonkers crazy shit started to happen. You know. But I love
right.
the fact that first of all, we got Demi Moore is a beautiful woman still at her age. She definitely showed off her body in this film, but she has no butt. If anybody needs a BBL, it will be her. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like the
Mhm.
when you see when both of them are naked, like the difference between Demi Moore's body and the woman that plays Sue, it is totally different. Like I think they picked the right two females to play this role. I would be curious to see who else had auditioned for the role of Elizabeth. But Demi Moore is a gorgeous actress, but she needs a BBL shot definitely.
I
But
agree.
you know, the when we see this, and this is something that goes on in real life and in entertainment. Like we've seen this happen in Hollywood, we've seen this happen in music. You know what I'm saying? When you have like the older veteran who they might be out of their prime and considered old and washed up, and the company replaces them with that shiny new rookie on the block. And if you want to maintain your status in Hollywood, and you want to still be relevant, you gotta we have to do anything by any means. And I think this is one of those films that showcase that the right way, where we see Elizabeth, and she's down. Well, she was like not down and out, but she was becoming irrelevant. And the company that Harvey was running, he wanted to replace her with the new face, the new kid on the block. And Elizabeth was desperate, and she wanted to maintain her status, being a A-list actress.
Hold on, y'all.
And
Hold
she
on.
took this drug, called the substance, to help her, regain her look and her, her age, and make her look younger, and stay, sexy, and to compete with the younger actresses out there that had the body and everything, and the charm and the charisma. And we saw the side effects of when Elizabeth took this drug. And like I love like what Reggie mentioned, like the body transformation scene in the bathroom when she first takes the drug, and we're waiting to see what happens, and then she goes through this transformation, and you know that was great the way that they shot that. And you have to see when you watch this film, you got to see the behind the making of the movie, because they actually go through that scene, and how they did it with the prosthetics. There was like dummies that they had with they that they built, for and they had to position those dummies in the bathroom a certain way, and then shoot it at different camera angles. So the making of this film was just as great watching it as well as like actually watching the film, and we see when Sue when Sue was born, so to speak, and she was like the her other half of Elizabeth, because it's like when you take this drug, it's like your chromosomes is like it's like cloning, like, and having another one of you, but only younger. So it's like, so Elizabeth had a younger version of her, though that was her clone. The thing that I was surprised about was when they cloned Elizabeth. I was expecting for the younger version to actually have a younger version of Demi Moore's face on her
Right.
body, and we didn't get that. So when you
Right.
watch the film, is like it's kind of confusing. Like, yeah, that's Elizabeth as her younger self as the clone, but they don't have the same face, And that part I thought they should have did with that, with they could have used CGI or AI or whatever and have like her younger face on the clone's body, but they didn't do that. So,
Yeah.
but the way that they shot that, the birth of the clone coming out of Elizabeth's body was great. And then we see how um it's like they had to take turns. There was rules to taking this drug, and one of the rules was you had to like change you had to like change the liquid like every 7 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And um we see how when the younger version of Elizabeth, how she was sexier, she had the sexier body, she had all the energy, and she was hard to deal with. It was like raising a kid, and she didn't want to listen and follow the rules to taking this drug, and that affected her older self. And we start to see the effects of when you don't follow the rules of taking this drug, what happens. And then when we start to see when Sue was out there, she was the new face of the company. Harvey was in love with her. They gave her all the promotion and the different deals or whatever. And her older self, Elizabeth, had to look at all this go down, and you could tell it bothered her, and she was envious of her younger self, but she didn't want it to
Right.
stop. There was times when she almost didn't, but she didn't want it to stop. She wanted her to keep going because she was still a part of her. That was her younger self. So she still wanted her to do her thing out there. But she was the one that was affected by Sue not following the rules of taking this drug, and we see that when her she had like the disfigured finger, and then the disfigured toe, and then her whole body started to be disfigured because of Sue being so young and immature, and not listening to taking the rules of taking the substance, that it affected her older self. And Harvey could give a damn. He didn't care about what happened to Elizabeth, because he already sent her packing with all her stuff, and it was all about Sue now. And I felt like it was well acted by the girl that played Sue, and how they interact, how she interacted with Demi's character. And you know I can't even I can't it was just such a bonkers ass movie, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't start off that way, but like once we get to the New Year's party, the New Year's Eve party, that's when everything went batshit crazy.
I agree.
And all I can say was like again, like props to Demi Moore for even taking on this role, because I like when you see a role like this is not something I would look at her and be like, yo, like she would be perfect for this movie. You know what I'm saying? And she did. She went out of her comfort zone and did something that nobody expected. I think this is the main reason why she deserves to win an Oscar. Just for the batshit craziness that went on, like in the last maybe hour of the film. She definitely deserves that Oscar. And all I can say is like the makeup department, they need to get an Oscar as well.
Hmm.
because what she had to go through, I think like she had to wear like the makeup for like 3 hours, and, like while they were like putting it on her, like the prosthetics and stuff, and that was crazy. Like you, the New Year's Eve scene might be like the best shit in the whole film. You know what I'm saying? Because like even there's a part in the movie where when they were taking this drug, both of them wasn't awake when they took this drug. So it was like old Elizabeth, when she first take the drug, she passes out, and then like we see the birth of her clone come out of her. But while Elizabeth is out, she's out for a week. Sue is out there doing her thing. So it was like they had to take turns, on a weekly basis, using the drug, because they're sharing each other's body. They're a part. They're one. They're a part of each other. So we never get to see them both actually awake at the same time until that one scene where you know Elizabeth was like, I think she was trying to stop Sue, to kill her or whatever, and she was by overdosing her, but it didn't work, and eventually Sue woke up, and they both see each other for the first time. And at that time, when Sue wakes up and she sees her older self, and her older self is disfigured, and what I'm saying, that was one of the best scenes as well. Like the first time that they actually saw each other in person, and not on a TV screen or whatever. And that was like a batshit crazy moment. But the New Year's Eve party is really what set it off, and
Mm.
that's everything that happened at that party, and how you know um we see the effects of Sue not listening, and adhering to the rules of taking this drug, and how it affected her, and how she started to disfigure as well. And that to me was like really when the movie like goes in a different direction, and I loved the build up that the director had. Like the whole pace of the movie was great, and the build up towards the finale of the film was great. And it was just a well acted movie, and this like the actual transformation of people in this film was just crazy. Like immediately when I saw it, I thought of The Fly, and how that build up happened when Jeff Goldblum's character, when he slowly got um when he slowly started to turn into the Fly, and like it's like every time you saw him, he got worse and worse, and that's why that movie was a classic film, and that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me so much of The Fly, and The Thing. And man, like it's great to see a movie like this be prominent in the Oscar categories, and given the I mean because I don't see too many good horror films be recognized at the Oscars. And this is refreshing to see that you have like a body horror film, and that came out in 2024, be in the main categories for once, and I think it was great.
Yeah, because like the Oscars always stick their noses at horror movies.
Hmm.
With some of them, I'm not gonna lie, some of them are campy, but some of them, the legitly good ones, are the ones that get neglected.
Yeah,
Because like I said, I'm tired of Freddy and Jason. I'm tired of all that shit
yeah, and they would never
Right.
they would never nominate those.
No.
for good reason.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I just never saw what was scary about Freddy. Maybe I'm just a cynical motherfucker, but I just never saw what was scary about the motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Texas
well, I mean,
Chainsaw.
if you don't, if you're sleeping at night and you having trouble sleeping because you have these nightmares of a burned guy with razor sharp claws, that's scary to me.
Well, you know what I do when I have
What?
those feelings? I watch Sanford and Son. And I just fall
Well,
asleep
they
watching.
tried all type of shit. They had characters that drank coffee all night and stayed up watching late night talk shows, and it didn't work, and they ended up dying.
You know why it didn't work?
really,
Because they
what?
watch. They trying to have a good positive sleep. They over here watching the scary shit. If you know you scared, How come you're gonna watch these horror movies knowing your anxieties are messed up? That's the thing that kills me about these horror movies. Shit. Like
It
every time
was
I
it
watch a
was you
Lifetime
know
movie,
what that was? That was all karma for the parents on Elm Street of the Elm Street kids, burning Freddy to death and him coming back as a demon. That's what that was.
Mm.
He wanted his revenge and he ended up getting it by killing off all the Elm Street kids.
right?
Right.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. That the first one.
Yeah.
That's the ghost in horror movies. That one, Exorcist.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how much would you rate this? I don't think I heard you when
I'm
you said
giving
it.
this. I'm giving this on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 10 for me. I don't. There was nothing bad about this film. Like I said, the cinematography, the score, the acting, the storyline was strong. The pace of the film was great. The whole build up to the New Year's Eve party was great. And it, like, once you get to that New Year's Eve party and everything that happened, it was like a totally different film. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, this cannot be the same film that I'm watching. Like, it was just batshit crazy and
Right.
with everything that went on and I loved it. I definitely think this is Demi Moore's best film. Like, I loved her in Ghost. That was a great film, and G.I. Jane was great. But like, top three films for me, it's definitely Ghost, G.I. Jane, and this film. Like, this is definitely has to be up there. It has to be mentioned at least in her top five all time. You know,
Right.
Saint Elmo's Fire I saw when I was really young, but I remember when it came out and she was young. She was young in that film. Like I said, Striptease, I thought Striptease was good as well. I know a lot of people
Mhm.
didn't care for it, or it had like mixed reviews, but she and Burt Reynolds in that film was good. But this has definitely got to be in her top five at least. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I've seen a film with her that was actually good. But this one, she definitely takes the cake in this one, and she was the main star of this film, and I think it's already a classic.
Definitely. What you think, Mike?
All right. So I'm gonna start with this. One thing I love to see actresses or actors, yes, see as actresses or actors who are making a comeback. A couple years ago, we got Brendan Fraser, who was in The Whale, which it was one of the best films of that year. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, also, won an Oscar for everything, everywhere, all at once, and then you have uh, I'm probably gonna butcher his name. Q Hui Kwan, or he was Jonathan Kwan. He played shortstop in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom
Yeah.
to get his first
Oh, the,
Oscar.
the the kid that played Data. He was
Yeah,
Data in
yeah, yeah.
it
He
was
was
it
data.
Goonies? Yeah.
Goonies, yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Um, I love to see all these actors that I'm not gonna say we forgotten, but they've been kind of under the radar for the longest time. Um, Now you got fast forward to 2024, you got Demi Moore, and I think probably the best performance she's gave in her entire career. To be honest with you, I thought she should have gotten also major award nominations for Ghost as well too. I thought she
Yeah.
was great in that as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, going into this movie, I didn't even think it was going to be a body horror like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that it was going to be this good. You know what I'm saying? So what I what I got out of the movie is that um the movie itself. I mean, you have like the three leads, like Demi Moore, Dennis Quaid, and Margaret Qualley. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Quaid's character, honestly, you know what? He kind of a little bit. He kind of reminds me of Vince McMahon a little bit.
Yeah.
He,
You know what? There was like the scenes with him in like his office. I
yeah,
like he gave me Diddy vibes more than Vince McMahon.
yeah. Yeah,
he was like
that too.
the white version of Diddy in Hollywood.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the one thing one of my favorite scenes in the film was uh Demi Moore. She was her character. She was watching what she was watching something. What was she? She was watching something. She was watching her younger self on TV, whatnot, and she delivered this 5 minute monologue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh, I remember.
saying? Yeah, and that was one hell of a performance.
Hmm.
And the way she delivered it out of anger, out of frustration, and it was quite funny too
Yeah.
because I think she was cooking some turkey or whatnot, and then she just started going crazy. She just started throwing shit everywhere.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, um, some of the like the build up of it was it did remind me of The Fly. It gave me like Fly elements. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I need to go back and rewatch that movie.
Hmm.
But um it didn't seem like it was 2.5 hours to me
Yeah.
because of the pacing. The pacing of it, it's like it just kept you guessing. It's like, okay, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen here? What's gonna happen here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um Margaret Qualley, honestly, I thought she was good, but I didn't think she was great. Um, to, I liked her character to me was just after a minute, I was so annoyed.
Right.
I'm like, all right, can somebody kill her, please? You know what I'm saying? Like she was just after a while, her voice, it was just so annoying. But yeah, the direction of it I thought was spectacular.
Yeah.
The visual effects, the music, like everything about it was just
Hmm.
spectacular. Um I can't honestly I can't really find not one thing bad about this movie.
Right.
It's perfect in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Um Also, you get like elements of not only the fly, but the thing
Yeah.
from beyond. And
Yep.
then it's another movie. It you get a hint of it's a Brian user film called
Mhm.
Society,
Right.
which that came out in the late 80s as well too.
Mhm.
Um I don't do well with body horror, to be honest with you. I do not do well with it.
Yeah.
And it caught me by surprise, especially the New Year's Eve like celebration, all that stuff. That scene caught me by surprise, but at the same time, it was just too funny. I laughed,
Right.
you know, throughout that whole scene because it was funny, but at the same time, it was kind of sad as well too.
Yeah.
Now, the movie itself is not depressing, by any means, but however, it's a black comedy, it's a horror movie, and it's a body horror at that too. And then also too, I got vibes of the Human Centipede as well
Right.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'd never even seen the movie,
Hmm.
but I know what Human Centipede is about. But I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Demi Moore, I think, I hope, but I think she should take home the Oscar. Now, there's another actress who's been kind of sweeping the award circuit a little, as well too. She was the actress who played in a movie called Honora,
Hmm.
which that's another great movie too. I saw that one too.
Okay.
One hell of a performance. I wouldn't be mad if she wins, but then at the same time, Demi Moore, I mean, she's getting up there, so it's like, all right, just give her, just give her the Oscar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, this was definitely probably my top 100 movies of all time. It's and I don't say that about body horror like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is one that I wouldn't mind revisiting.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind owning it on physical media.
Yeah. And I've seen this movie already 3 times, and I love it. And I think I would definitely get it on 4K because it was that good, and I
Yeah,
love horror. And but body horror, I've seen certain body horror films, but I think a lot of them are just more of who can be the grossest when it
yeah,
comes to the body horror. But this was gross, but there's a reason for the grossness. I would say it's not just put in the film for no damn reason. There's a reason. There's a method to the madness, so to speak, for this film, and isn't it? It's ironic how Demi plays Elizabeth in this film, and she's like, she's becoming an irrelevant star in Hollywood, and she's doing anything. Well, she's doing trying this drug to keep up with the younger actresses in Hollywood, and it's like it kind of mirrors her real life where she's she's at a point in her career where she was down and out, and she picked this role to do, and now she's the talk of the town again, and it's like for where she's at in her career at her age, she definitely deserves the Oscar. You know what I'm saying? And I think it would be fitting for her to get that Oscar because it all correlates to this movie that she's done, and you know, um, the one thing they didn't do in this film is, and that might have been done on purpose, was the actual company that made the drug, the substance that she took. We never see them in the film. We only hear them
no,
on the phone because there's like a hotline to call. If anything bad should happen. So we hear the voice on the phone, but we never actually see them. And I think that they might have like did that on purpose, just in case they wanted to do a sequel, in the future.
right.
And I like that they did that, because I was saying like after everything that happened and the success of this movie, because they're gonna re-release it in theaters, especially if Demi wins the Oscar. Do you think they can do a sequel to this film?
Uh, if they do a sequel to it, I mean, they gotta definitely like follow it up.
Right.
But with like, I mean, new characters,
Yeah,
of
a new
course,
cast.
yeah. But
Yeah.
they need to follow it up. The pacing has to be done
Right.
tight because you can't duplicate a film like this. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
cannot. This was just far too perfect.
Right. Oh yeah,
And
I think it's better as a one off, but
yes,
if they should do a sequel, it has to be with a new cast. I think they could bring back Harvey. I don't think Harvey died in the film, but he
no,
definitely got
no, he didn't.
affected by what happened at towards the end. But he would be like the only returning character from the film.
Yeah,
You know.
I I strongly agree. Well, you know what's funny is that in the thing,
Mhm.
um it was supposed to be like a sequel
Right.
to that movie, but we didn't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the thing to me is like I'm not gonna go as far as saying it's like it's the best, one of the best movies of all time,
Mhm.
but as far as like storytelling, because it's just a typical like alien film. But in this one, the
Right.
one thing I love about the substance, it like The Fly, it was not an alien film.
Yeah.
It was these people were affected by something,
Mhm.
by a substance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the difference between the fly and then the substance is that the fly was a little bit more like body horror, but it also had romance in it as well too.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the substance, we didn't have no romance. whatsoever. Not real, not like that.
Right.
But yeah, the performances top notch. Demi Moore, she steals this movie. She's the movie,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, it's. I mean, if you're gonna do a sequel, it has to be done right, and you
Yeah.
can't rush it. You can't rush it either.
Right. It would have to be like, many years later after the first movie, and they could mention what happened with the characters in the first film,
Yeah,
but it would have to be an all new cast.
exactly.
And I'm curious to see if they plan on doing that. But if they don't, then it was a great one off film. I don't think every film needs a sequel.
No,
I watched Den of Thieves Pantera last night, and I'm like, this didn't really need a sequel.
right.
It was okay. It was a nice little heist film, but what was missing was the actual shootouts that the first film had.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I know they're supposed to be planning a part three. I'm like, why? Nobody asked for a trilogy. You
And the
know?
thing, and the thing is that critic, some of the critics they like this one better than the first one.
Mhm.
I've never seen the first one.
The
I
first one was
I
good.
haven't seen it.
It was good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was good.
Yeah. But the thing is, like this one, it was no shootouts really, except for like there's like a car chase scene where they were actually doing the shootout, but it was nothing like the first one was more action packed. This
Right,
wasn't. The second one wasn't. And the thing is, 50 Cent was one of the executive producers, and his character died in the first one.
right,
So I'm like, but he came on to actually produce the second one, and you're not even in it. You're not even mentioned in the film.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so and it didn't make a lot of money. So I'm like, why are they doing a part three when that nobody asked for?
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? But I think watching this film, I think the message was to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like don't try to, when you get older, try to go out there and change your appearance for accolades and for attention. And unfortunately, we see a lot of these, real life actors that they go and they get that nose job or they get that BBL done is to
Right.
remain relevant and to compete with the younger audience. And I'm like, I think this is what that this movie was saying, like to love who you are and love yourself no matter what age you are. And Elizabeth and Sue had to learn the hard way, unfortunately, in this film.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And that shit just sucks too.
Yeah, I'm like, what was it worth it though? Like, good taking this drug. See, the thing is, it could have worked if Sue just followed the rules of what to do and what not to do. But because she was so young and she was immature and stubborn, it's really her fault of why everything happened the way that it did.
She got too hungry.
Yeah. She got real cocky and she was on top of the world and she was the big star in Hollywood, but she wasn't following the rules of taking the drug. And this is the everything that happened that went wrong in the film is the result of that.
And I was looking at Sue. I'm like, all right, first off, you're
Hmm.
not even you're not even
Right.
that good looking to me.
Right.
First off, let's just go. Let's start that. Okay, you're not even good looking. First off,
Right.
and the fact that you're not even following the rules. I'm like, are you really? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. It is. Look what happened.
I,
It's just
and there's a rumor that supposedly for her body scenes they used a body double because
mm,
like her chest is not that big, so they use like a body double to for like her chest or whatever.
yeah,
I
She
heard
doesn't
about
have a
that
big
shit.
chest at all, so they use the body double for that. I don't know how true it is. I know Demi Moore, she
no,
really got naked in this film.
yeah, she
So
did.
when you see her naked, that's really her at her age naked. The other
Yeah,
the other chick, they use the body double for her. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And she kind of resembles Sydney Sweeney. I thought they could have used
uh,
Sydney Sweeney. I've seen her on Euphoria, and she got naked a lot on that show. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And in other films, and she kind of resembles her in the face. But that was the rumor that they didn't, for the girl that played Sue, like they use a body double for her.
That's interesting as hell.
But yeah, that definitely this is I recommend this movie to people that love horror or body horror. Definitely, it's a movie you got to check out. It's an all around great movie. Not even I don't want to just say just a great horror film, but just an all around great film because the story was so strong and the
Yeah.
acting was great. So and even with Dennis Quaid, like I haven't seen Dennis Quaid in a good film in a long time. So just to see him, still doing this thing and being, out there again in a great film was good to see. He gave me Diddy vibes with his character, but
Hmm.
he played a good shiesty, Hollywood executive. So
Yeah, definitely one of his best performances.
yeah,
Which I think, in my honest opinion, I think Dennis Quaid. I think he's very underrated to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that his house had burned down in the fires.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think like them, if they win like best, is it nominated for best picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if they win for best picture, that would be like a good thing for him, man. Because I think it deserves it. Definitely deserves best picture to me as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Have you all seen Baby Girl?
I want to see it. Yeah. I
That's
want
a
to see
good
it.
film. I think we
Is
might have to
it?
review that. I know Nicole Kidman is nominated, right?
No.
Is she not nominated? Oh,
No. Mm-mm.
yeah.
She got
She
shut
she gave
out.
she gave a good performance in that film as well.
What's that
There was
movie
another.
about?
Huh?
What's that movie about?
That's I was telling you that was about she plays a married woman that she has an affair with one of her colleagues at work, and he's a younger guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see that so bad.
yeah, that was good. Definitely good for me. I'm not a huge Nicole Kidman fan, but I think that's one of her best roles.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. I'm not either. She has some
Yeah,
decent films. Eyes Wide Shut. She was great in that. I give her
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's like the prequel to the Diddy parties right there.
Right.
If you watch that film and you talk about freak offs, they were freaking off in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad this movie's getting its rightful acclaim and shit.
Yeah, yep. Beauty is only
When
skin deep.
when are the Oscars again?
When is that? Is that not next week? Is that week after next, or is that in March?
Uh, usually be the end of February, towards the end of
Yeah,
February.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they pushed it back or what.
I know
Cause
it's like this the Super Bowl. You have the Super Bowl, you have the Grammys, you have the NBA All Star Game, and you got the Oscars. It's like
right.
a week, like every week there's something.
Yeah.
Right. February is just that month and shit, that jam packed
Yeah,
month.
yeah,
Yeah, appreciate the love, Ray Sean.
down. Mm. He mentioned that Dead Silence was a good film too, underrated.
Shit. It's been raining on and off here and shit.
Yeah. We were supposed to get snow today. I ain't seen no snow yet.
Oh, y'all supposed to get
Yeah,
another
like
batch?
like they said, like 3 to 5 inches of snow. We didn't get it.
Um,
You know,
They said it's gonna rain a lot next week. It's gonna be cold. This week was warm as fuck.
yeah. The Shining, The Shining. That shit was a long ass movie. I fell asleep like the middle of part of that movie and woke up and this nigga Jack was already like killing people in the hotel.
are you talking about The
And that shit,
Shining?
and that
Yeah.
shit was close to.
Hellraiser. I only like the first Hellraiser. That was the only. I've seen like two other ones in that franchise, but the first one to me was like the best one.
No, I didn't listen to that John Coltrane album yet. I've been so busy with like life lately.
Q said, what about Chucky?
Don't like Chucky.
Chucky, I like the earlier sequels. Like, well, part one is a classic. Part two was good. Part three was good. I like Bride of Chucky, but after four is like that's when it really started to get like hit or miss. Like, Seed of Chucky was terrible.
Hmm.
Um, you had like the Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky. I didn't really care for those.
I need to
Chucky's bar,
rewatch. You said what?
Chucky's bar mitzvah.
You know, the TV
I,
TV show was good. Like they kept it in the same theme of the movies. You know,
I need to watch the second, and I need to rewatch
yeah.
the second and the third one.
Um, Not of the Living Dead 68. Sam likes Not of the Living Dead 68 version, the black and white one. I don't like black and white films unless it's certain ones like Psycho. The original Psycho was great. You know, the
Right.
original Fly. I don't. I'm not really a fan of like too many black and white films like that.
But what if it's black and white, but they colorized it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, like the Blob, like the original Blob was black and white, and then they colorized it. That has always been a classic to me.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I like it when it's in color because you can actually see the color of the Blob compared to the black and white version.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like some movies that's black and white kind of adds on to the authentic and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, now they're starting to like black and white certain movies that got released now. Like they did that with the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, and then with George Romero the was it the Furiosa? I think they did a black and white cut for that. Mm. Maniac. I never. Is that the one with the crazy cop? Like his face was all fucked up.
That was Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop. Well, Maniac was the one. That was like the OG one came out in what, the 80s, and
Yeah,
then the
1980.
remake was with Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the remake and I didn't like it. It was nothing like the OG.
Yeah, the OG was really good.
Yeah, like the OG, like it was like a real killer. Like Elijah was like more of a peeping tom.
But,
Pickaboo, nigga.
Right. 13 Ghosts was good. I like the one with Rob Digger in it.
You hear they remaking the faculty?
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, it's not gonna be the same. I already
Why?
know they're gonna
Why?
fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up. But why not give us a sequel to that?
Exactly. We didn't get that.
You know what I'm saying? I always wanted a sequel to that film. Like we don't need a reboot.
No, we do not.
Oh man, Nosferatu. I saw that. It was okay. It reminded me so much of Bram Stoker's Dracula because I that's like my favorite Dracula film, vampire film, and I know it's like it came before Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it was the whole look of Nosferatu wasn't scary to me. Like this the nigga had like he looked like he was aging. Like he had like a balding head. He had like a humpback, and he had like a thick ass mustache. I'm like, what's so horrific about how he looked? You know, I didn't. I think it was they're just going off of like the whole look of it and the cinematography and the score, but I didn't think it was scary enough.
Hmm. Yeah, that was one ugly motherfucker and shit.
Like the Mac or Hell Up in Harlem.
The Matt.
I like Hell Up in Harlem, man.
I'm gonna have to go with Mac.
Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Descent that needs a sequel too. We need a third sequel for that.
I never seen it.
You never seen it? It was pretty good, and then like there has a part two, and it was basically like rehashing everything that happened in part one.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Which was a waste of time. And we still don't know where those creatures came from in the cave. Favorite black horror film? I'm gonna go with Blackula.
Mm,
That's a good question.
We don't have too many.
no.
Right. And the
I'm
ones
gonna have
people
to.
think are horrors are actually thrillers.
Right.
Right. Mm, wow. I'm gonna have to go with Tales for the Hood.
Mm,
You
that's
know
a
what?
good one.
I'm gonna have to agree with Mike on this one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The sequel sucked.
Yeah,
Oh God. Why?
um,
Why do it? Why make a sequel to that? Why?
exactly.
What was the
Well,
point?
they could have made a sequel and have it be good, but it was bad.
That's why I went straight to $5 Walmart being.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on for a few minutes. It's been a minute since Jordan Peele came out with the movie. Just thinking about that shit.
Right.
No wonder why the movie's been kind of stale lately.
4K slipcover or 4K still? Ooh, that's a good question. Wow, it depends. It depends on the movie, and then it depends on the distributor. Because I always say that Lionsgate they've been killing it with the steelbook game.
Right.
So ah, that it's a that's a great question. It just depends on the movie. I'm gonna have to go with both. If I can't get the steelbook, I'll get the 4K slipcover. But the 4K slipcover, I think, holds more value when it comes to more value and money than the 4K steelbook.
Right. Because I'm like with the still books, like is it really that much more valuable? Like what is the fascination with the steel book than is getting the regular 4K or the Blu-ray?
just because of the artwork,
Right,
because the steelbook has like different artwork for the most part than the slipcover, but people opt for the steelbook first. That's why they
right,
sell out
mm,
before the 4K slipcover. Me personally, I don't really care.
right,
If I could get the steelbook, I'll get the steelbook when as long as it's reasonable in price. But in fact, what was it? Deadpool.
mm,
It was Deadpool and Alien Romulus.
right,
They charged $55 to $60 for a
right.
4K steelbook, and I'm like, what? You got
Why?
to be kidding me,
Just
right?
for the artwork?
Exactly. It's like it's just a piece of steel. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I
So
mean, for that type of money, if it's going to be $50, $60, at least put some added features like
it
a poster
exactly
or some stickers or something.
right. Like I want like some cards. I want like a
Yeah,
$10 voucher to a movie.
right.
In a movie theater, something like something.
Yeah,
A sneak
Shoot.
peek or something too.
crazy.
Right. But yet, these so-called physical media collectors, they want to opt for the steel book and then
Right.
turn around and sell it for 10 times the price on eBay.
Uh-huh. Crazy.
Um, Sam, yeah, I love Criterion Collection. They overpriced though. That's the one thing. But Barnes and Noble, 2 times a year they have a Criterion sale, which is 50% off. So most of the time you spending about $20 to $25. But I always wait for a sale. But I love it though because they have some great features on their
Right.
Criterions. I got Minister Society on 4K,
Right.
Criterion, and Punch Drunk Love. They getting ready to come out with the 4K. I'm definitely getting that.
Mhm. I just think like now, like when it comes to steel books, they're nothing like when you had when we were in the DVD era and we had like the limited edition for those DVDs. Like they put
Yeah,
extra shit in those limited edition DVD versions.
they sure do.
Like when you like I got the deluxe edition of Sin City when it first came out
Yeah,
on DVD. The deluxe version has the actual novel with it.
yep, I
They
agree.
wouldn't do that with the steelbook.
No, they won't.
You know what I'm saying? When you get the limited edition of School Days, when School Days first came out on DVD, it came
Yeah,
with the soundtrack. They wouldn't do that with the 4K version of that.
no.
It's
Because they
like
care about.
you got it for that amount of money. At least put some extra stuff for the fans that's still buying the physical media.
You're absolutely right. Like a soundtrack or even
Yeah,
like a
something.
poster, a
Yeah,
poster
yeah,
or something. But
yeah.
no, we don't get that at all.
I remember seeing at FYE when they had when 300 came out on DVD. They had like an actual like tin can case with like the deluxe edition of that movie. They would never
Right.
do that with the steelbook now for 300.
No, they won't.
Just be grateful with what we got.
Favorite Martin Lawrence movie? Mm,
House Party.
yeah, House Party was good, even though he wasn't like the main star of House
Yeah.
Party.
Mm-mm.
House Party was great. Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, yes.
Thin line between love and hate for me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that might be his best one. Like with him being the main star.
Any movie where he's not playing a cop. Mine,
Mm,
mine is
well,
Bad Boys.
Blue Streak. You didn't like Blue Streak?
Isn't that when he was like a buck tooth motherfucker?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell no.
Big Mama's
Well,
House.
The first one I can. The first two, when I'm if
Yeah,
I watch, I can watch it when I'm bored. But the third one was
right.
trash. Now, welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins. I like that
That
one.
was funny. That was funny.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
That movie had potential. If they did it more in a dramatic sense, I would have bought it. I
Right.
would have loved it even more. If it was a comedy, if it was like a comedy drama, I would have liked it a lot more. But I didn't care for it like that.
I think Mike Epps and Monique was hilarious in that film. I thought they
I
were
love
funny than Martin in that film.
And that's the thing is like Martin got outshined in his own movie.
In his own movie,
Mike,
yeah.
even Mark Clark Duncan had more laughs
Yeah.
than Martin.
Yep.
Hell, Saturday. Nah, I ain't gonna go that far. Nah.
Uh
I was even gonna say said it, but nothing against said it, but nah, he had the right amount of laughs.
and what film?
Roscoe Jenkins, because he was in Roscoe Jenkins too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He was in there. Yeah.
I'm gonna end this off right here, y'all. This was a fun ass movie review we did and shit. So Monday at 6 p.m. I got Larry June, Two Chainz, and Alchemist's album "Life Is Beautiful" lined up.
Oh,
I've not heard the album yet. I'm probably gonna hear it tonight or
okay.
tonight. You know what I'm saying? That was an unexpected album. And shit. I ain't know they were doing some
Definitely,
shit.
right? And Two Chains was the start of that album,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I've heard.
crazy. I've never liked Two Chains. I'm like, he actually sound better than Larry June.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like Two Chainz at first and shit,
Mhm.
but it was when he dropped that "Based on a True Story" album. That's when I started fucking with him.
Right.
Yeah. Also, this week we got a movie review. We're gonna review Boomerang this week, and just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yes. Mike, you gonna be on for that one?
Boomerang. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Let me know what day.
I got you. All right. Anything else you want to say before we head out?
Nope. Go Chiefs.
Yes. Hopefully, everybody has a very safe Super Bowl weekend and everything like that too. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers Monday. Peace.
Peace
Peace
out.